Welcome, everybody. Hey, I'm Jay Skinner. This is the Buyers and Sellers pre-show. How about that? Give everybody a chance to get on. So happy that you're here. Like to play a song. Sometimes we sing along. Today is going to be the great Dawn Marmaduke from BIOSWEEP Services. She's in California. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun. She'll be coming on in a bit. And I know a lot of you have read her bio, and boy, what a great person she is. You're going to love this. And we're live. I'm Jay Skinner, and welcome to the Buyers and Sellers Show. And we were rolling out the barrel there, weren't we? How about that? Anyway, I just want to tell you thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Every Friday morning at 10:30, you're here and I'm here. And then, of course, the shows just pile up on the channel here. If you're watching on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, you can always go back and look at the shows. And I will tell you the most organized way to look at the shows, look at some of the topics, and maybe take a chance to see what we've talked about and learn some things from the past would be to go to the YouTube channel and just type in J Skinner PDT Associates Buyers Sellers Show. You'll find it, and go to my channel, subscribe, check the playlist, and you'll see all of our shows. And right now we're up to probably pushing almost 80 shows right now, done over the last year and a half. So I want you to be sure and do that. What else is it? If you want to get in touch with me, there you go, Jay Skinner. AOL.com, WJAY Skinner at AOL.com. And then I also want you to know that you can check me out on my website, which is the Skinner.com. Probably the easiest way to remember it. I'm thejayskinner.com. And remember, as we're working through all these topics and we have these shows together, that the silver rule is do unto your vendors as you want your customers to do unto you. And then probably the green rule too. And for those of you that are in consulting type businesses and things, think about this: do for yourself what you're asking others to pay you to do for them. You can think about that. Anyway, without any further ado, and I also want to encourage everyone that's on to make comments. I want to bring our friend and this person that I've grown to know and love and respect so much, Dawn Marmaduke. Hello, Dawn.
Good morning, Jay. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is fantastic. As we're here together, Dawn's bio and information about her life is on the Facebook things and everything that we publish to get you interested and invite you to come. So I'd encourage you to look in the comments if you want to see more about Dawn and her background. But what I want you to know is that she is the sales manager, the head of sales for BioSweep Services. And in her prior life, and we're going to talk about that now, she was with her dad, and I guess, was it your sister?
Yeah, my dad.
And they had a collecting business. So Dawn, thanks for coming. And we're going to talk about your past and how you treated customers. So Tell us about yourself, and tell us about your beginnings.
Well, I was very fortunate to be able to work with my dad and my sister for 24 years. It was really, truly the best time of my life. We were we really enjoyed our clients, definitely our employees. We had over 100 employees, and we were a collection agency, which is kind of the necessary evil in the world. But at the same time, we were able to work with those that really wanted to get their life back in order. And if they weren't ready, then that was fine too. But we just were it was just really exciting to be able to be a privately owned business in a space that wasn't very common, and we did a good job and grew the company, and it was a fun time of my life.
It sounds like it. And when I think about the collecting business, because I did a lot of sales and selling and phone rooms and things. I think about the dark, smoky room and guys sitting around cigars, calling people and yelling at them or whatever they're doing. But you ran a very nice business the way that you did it back then. And why did you guys not conform to some of the old ways?
We really had a belief that we wanted to uphold our clients so that the customer would feel comfortable walking back into Target or going back into a Verizon store, or so whoever our client was, and we were collecting somebody that stopped paying their bill. At the end of the day, we wanted to, make sure that it wasn't anything that would prevent that customer from going back into that store. So it just it was about asking them if they could afford to pay, and let's set up something. But if not, it was a polite exchange, and nothing that was the old days with the gorilla in the back room with
Yes.
chains. So it was very, very professional. It really is a necessary part of commerce, really. Yeah. So
Yep. And what I was thinking here is that you're treating customers, both of them, which is the customer is paying you to collect and go after people that haven't paid their credit card or something like that. And you mentioned you were dealing with some big guys like Target, like Verizon. And then when I said both of them, that was the other customer was that person that owed the money, and you had to talk to them. And uh, your sensitivity there. I mean, as long as I've known you, Dawn, and in full disclosure, I've worked for BioServices, did a project for their founder, and that's where I got to know Dawn. Uh, you really care about the people, don't you?
yeah, 100%. Yep. Yeah.
That
Very.
was back then,
Yeah.
and it's still today.
And still today. Yep. And
Do you
all in.
attribute your success a lot to how you treat people?
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm really an advocate of helping people, and never making them feel bad or ashamed or anything like that. Um, and in collections, as a collection agency, you definitely have people that feel, ashamed, and that's, a hard. That's a thing where you just have to be compassionate
Yeah, and do the
and
right
also
thing.
and do the right thing. Yeah.
The one of the headlines here for the show was high integrity and great concern for her customers. That's that's key to your success, to helping people, to feeling good about yourself in the morning, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Let's
Yeah.
see if we got any comments here. Look at this. Gregory Sneed. Good morning, Greg. Good morning. This is Jay and Dawn here. Yeah, good to see you. And by the way, Greg's going to be on our show in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
Greg's
nice.
in LA,
Awesome.
and He's going to be talking. There's a theme of integrity and doing the right thing, and we're going to be talking about some of those same things of what you would do under different circumstances and what people do and how to evaluate it. So good, Craig. Glad you're here. Well, as we move forward, then your business got sold. Can you tell us about that sale, kind of then what you did after that, and what led you to BioSweep Services?
Wow, just very amazing that I'm here. I feel so blessed to be part of something that is, a revolutionary service and technology, and I'm at the at the beginning of it, and for at least for the fire claims insurance industry. But anyhow, I was at a conference, and I met my former boss. He was there. He was looking for somebody, and I wasn't quite happy with what I was selling to the insurance industry, and so I hopped on over, and here I am, and really love it. It's
Yeah. Well, the founder of BioSweep Services and the fellow that brought the technology to the world is Todd Schnitzius.
correct. Yes.
And like I had the pleasure of working a project with him and my capacity in my business as the CEO extender. And that's how we got to know each other. So this is a space age technology. It's fantastic. And what do you do? Because there's a lot of aspects of it. What is your niche in your area with the company that you really concentrate on in your work now?
Well, my space is huge. It's people who have claims because of a fire, and we're able to remove the fire smoke odor differently than it has ever been done. We're the only ones that actually can guarantee the elimination of the odor molecule, which is the main contaminant in a fire. But just on a simple level, if I can give you a couple stories, we had a lady that had a Christmas tree fire, and she had a Bible that came over from the Mayflower, and so it was an old Bible that was part of her family, and our technology, saved that book. Another story is I had an elderly gentleman that really wants to watch football on Sundays. And so we came in, met him Saturday morning, and then delivered his keys back on Sunday. He had a fire in his house. He had odor, and there he was in his chair watching football. So,
That's customer service.
yeah. So there really we're a specialty. You wouldn't hire anybody to do your plumbing. So why hire anybody to get rid of odor?
Yes. And here's Ron Goodwin. Good morning. It's a good day. Ron Goodwin, glad you came. Good to see you here. This service, what I'm going to do here, because this is so exciting. The reason Dawn is here is besides her being a conscientious, hardworking, smart, and wonderful person that treats her customers and everybody so well. I wish I was half as nice as you. You're great. That's the truth. Okay, it's like when I get to work with you, and it's like, how can you be so nice? This you don't have to answer this, but I will say that she's so strong and she's so tough, and she gets the job done, and at the same time, she's really, really nice. I mean, you really get a job done.
Thank you so much. I just was blessed to have a father that was a hard worker and with a lot of integrity, and it just goes on down, right?
It does.
I got a couple of kids that are doing the same thing. So,
isn't that nice?
yes.
Let's see. There, Georgie. Hey, Georgie. Good to see you. Good morning. Glad you came. Welcome to the show. So, I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to show a very short video here, and we can watch it together. And this is going to help people understand BioSweep Services. And I want the greatest goal I can have here is for people to go, oh my gosh, I had no idea that a technology like that was available. Because if they suffer some sort of a loss that involves a fire or smoke or odors, and they're getting options and they're trying to figure out what to do, I want them to know this is here, because people don't always know about BioSweep services, and they go down paths that are more destructive, that are more dangerous, and just not as effective, period. And that's why I want people to know about this, and it's so exciting. So let's watch this together. Here we go.
Have you ever had an odor you can't get rid of? Like odors that linger from smoking. Or pet odors, which were welcomed at one point. Wild animal odors, which are usually never welcomed. How about odors from cooking using potent seasonings? Odor elimination can be one of the most difficult hurdles any property owner can have. Whether you live in the property, rent or lease the property, or if it's your place of business, eliminating unwanted odors is critical. Many of the solutions in the marketplace today are not very effective at eliminating odors. They either add another odor to try and mask the original odor, or attempt using harsh chemicals to eliminate them. Both attempts can leave behind unwanted chemical signatures that can be harmful to people and often are unpleasant and ineffective at fully eliminating the unwanted odor. If masking or chemicals don't work, the only other alternative is to remove and replace the materials containing the trapped odors. This will be very expensive and time-consuming. There is an alternative to using harsh chemicals or excessive demolition, which is faster, more efficient, and safer. Allow me to introduce you to BioSweep.
There we go. I like that. Allow me to introduce you to BioSweep. And that's what I want people to really see this. Okay, so we got a question here. Greg Sneak just asked a question. Where does the company provide services?
We cover every state except for Alaska and Hawaii.
Okay, great. And how is it structured? Who do they call? How do they get in touch with people to find out more?
Yeah, if it's through your insurance carrier, if it's a claim that will be covered through the insurance carrier, you can go to our website. However, if it's, let's say, like a car odor, something that your insurance carrier will not cover, then it would be our local franchisee. And so, for example, in California, we have 3 franchisees. So we have Folsom, San Francisco, Orange County. But the most important thing is that if you contact us on our 800 number, we will 100% direct you to who can help you.
Super. And at the end, I'll also be putting this down, your contact information at the end, so people can just call you if they want to, and you can direct them as well. Jill Trimmel says Dawn is the real deal. You know Jill?
I do. She is an amazing woman. She needs to be interviewed by you next.
All right, Jill. We can be friends. Looks like she's caught this from LinkedIn, so that's great. Let's see who else is here. See, Greg is answering. Will it work to remove the stench out of Washington, D.C.? That's a good question. I think they're working on that, aren't they, somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, any organic odor, we're going to be able to remove the odor. So another example is a landlord had a home, and once her tenants moved out, she found out that they had been growing marijuana in it. And so it was in the wall boards, it was in the flooring, the ceiling. The smell, basically the house was ruined from the cannabis smell. And we came in and treated it, and it's gone. So we have one story after another. What was interesting is that I was at a conference with all of our franchise owners throughout the United States. We all were together in Indianapolis a couple weeks ago. And as I went around and met our different franchisees, I asked them how they ended up buying a franchise. the stories were amazing. All of them had to do with odor.
Yeah.
They stumbled across the company and nothing else was like it. And so they knew it was the real deal and bought a franchise. So cigarettes in cars, cigarettes in apartments. It kills the actual molecule. So
Yeah. Isn't that something? And some people, let's see, I've got some additional comments here. Let's see if I can see it. There's one right there. Sharon Skinner says, good morning, day 0. Sharon Skinner, Hoffmeister. I don't think you meant to write down 0. Maybe you can explain it. My niece Sharon goes live every day for her business, and she's into the 900s of her consecutive 951. Today will be day 951 of her consecutive broadcasts for her
wow.
business. So congratulations, Sharon. Keep it up. So as we look at this, we talked about that space age technology that some people will think about this, and I love the comments and specific questions about this. One of the things that often comes to mind is, well, I've heard of ozone and people fill a room with ozone. And this is not ozone generation, is it? What is it?
Yeah, it is not ozone. It is ozone. Unfortunately, for ozone, it will actually it can't really eliminate the odor molecule without also compromising the building material and the contents of a home. So it can actually ruin certain types of building materials. So whereas we are a chemical-free and all-organic process, and what we do is we take the oxygen in the room and the humidity, and we run it through our machines, and it produces a hydrogen peroxide dry vapor. But we run the machines, kill all the odor, come back the next day. And once our machines are turned off, basically because it all started out with humidity and oxygen, everything turns back into what it was originally. So it doesn't have any harmful byproduct, or it doesn't leave any residue. It really just dissipates back into its original form. So it is we create an oxyradical.
Mm-hmm.
And the oxyradicals are just like OxyClean that you put on your clothes, but in this case, it's an actual oxyradical that no pets and no people can be in the home or the business when we treat, because that oxyradical is going crazy and it's eliminating the odor, but then it dissipates once we turn our machines off and turns back into its original molecule, which is odor or humidity.
That is so cool.
So
Here's what we're going to do is I'm going to show another short animation that shows the machine and so forth. And when I click this on, if you can click your mute to unmute yourself if you want to say anything in the background to talk about what we're seeing. And people's going to like this. Here we go.
that's all that's in your house when we're taking the odor out, just that machine. Those are the oxyradicals. None of this hurts any building material, but it does get into there it goes. You fill your house up with a dry vapor. Gets into the attic, the flooring, the wallboards.
Wow. I mean, it just fills the house up with this, and then everywhere that the odor went, this can go to.
Yeah. So now, just what has been happening for a long time is it takes many, many people to get the odor out, or they have to replace building material or replace. But with this, it it's just that machine and a couple of technicians that strategize on how long we should run them, where we should place them. Then we run them. We ask you to come back the next day, walk through the house. We make sure that you agree that the odor is gone. And if you contact us because you feel like there's a lingering odor, we'll be back, and no charge.
Nice. Okay. Lana, she says this is so interesting and has so many places that it could be used. Older homes, for instance.
Correct. Yeah.
And she said, here's a question. Do you remove furniture or plants when doing this? Why don't you talk about that process and how that all works?
Yeah, we really do not. We would prefer, especially on a fire claim. Every situation is different. I'm in the insurance law space, so I know that pretty well. But the value that we bring is that nothing leaves. You just kind of let's just say you were impacted by a wildfire or a kitchen fire, or you left the Easter eggs on the stove and forgot that you did that, and so the house has just a tremendous odor. What we ask is that the house is left the way it was the day of the fire, and then so you don't need to remove your mattress or the clothes in the closet, or you just leave everything there. And then you come back the next day, and just like the gentleman that got to watch football in his favorite couch, it's still there.
Because the couch was there and you got the smell out of the couch, and then he sat down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And let's see, I got another comment. Here's one right here. Greg Sneed says, I feel bad for whoever has to clean the machine after the job.
Yeah.
But talk about that, because actually, is there any cleaning like that? Is all this bad stuff inside the machine?
No, I don't believe.
How does that work? It goes somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't. It's actually a molecule that's destroyed, so it's not physically. I have to admit that would be a question I'd have to ask, but I don't believe that we're having to clean machines for all that contaminant that went through. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's interesting, because it's killing the odor molecules on the spot, and the cleaning of the machine is not so much. Terry Sutton says,
he's a
great job going.
Yeah, good friend.
Hi, Terry. Thanks for coming. And let's see, Robert Brooker. Good morning. Glad you came. Good to see you. I'm just kind of clicking through here, see who's here. Let's see. He says, good morning, Sharon, Gregory, and Lana. People are shouting out to folks on the show as well, attending. So Terry, Terry Sutton, that's good.
Yeah.
This broadcast is going all over the world for those of you that might be new, and some folks comment, other people are just watching. I appreciate everything. I love for you to comment, but this goes out all over the world, and it's broadcast on let's see, Facebook, LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, Twitter, YouTube, and then it lives out there forever. So this is going to be a wonderful forever broadcast. Let's see, Greg says, do insurance companies cover the cost of the project?
Yes.
These are great questions.
Yeah.
And how does that work? How do you get you insured? If someone has a fire, or they have smoke damage from a fire, or they live in one of these areas where the smoke came in, what are they supposed to do in order to say, I don't want some deal that's going to they're going to want to tear down my house in order to get the smell out. I want BIOSWEEP. How do they go about influencing that with their insurance company?
They would want to speak to their insurance adjuster, and we would also help with that. we will, if the adjuster hasn't heard about us, we'll definitely explain how the technology works. But we're proven at this point. We've worked with more than 100 insurance carriers and processed, a few thousand, claims. So we're educating adjusters. We offer continuing education, but for a homeowner or a business owner who has a fire, or basically they can contact us directly, and then we'll help them with their insurance adjuster. But the adjusters are very open to something that is like this. I mean, this is the difference between the phone on the wall versus your phone that you carry around with you. They just, it is pretty much people are shocked when they hear about it, and it does work. They're a little skeptical at first, but we're teaching we're educating one adjuster at a time, really.
And the idea here that, and I do want everyone to know this. Let's move. Georgie says, "What is the cost of a project?" Hold on, before you answer that, I just want to let everyone. This is not like a new thing that coming out of somewhere that's not been tried. You have lots of franchises and major insurance companies that know who you are and will use you. And if you will remind them to contact you as part of this getting things fixed, they know you, they can find you. So why don't you talk about how old you are, how proven it is with the insurance companies and so forth. And then if you can give us some idea of how much does it cost, it would be nice to know too.
Okay. Well, we started in 2009. And then we approached insurance carriers in 2016. So we're fairly new, going straight to the insurance carriers. And they've been doing the same thing. The conventional process for removing odor has been around for so many years. And so when somebody comes in and it's a game changer, there's a lot of talking, a lot of educating, a lot of convincing. So that's where we are, starting in 2016. 2009, we started, and we were going to property managers for, houses, apartments, things like that. But then in 2016, we had the opportunity to help a carrier on an odor claim. And in fact, I just learned that carrier was the one that kind of guided us on how we should charge. So we charge by the cubic foot. So when we charge, we charge for the entire house, the square footage, and then that includes everything in the house as well. So it's a really nice estimate because it really is just a one-liner, but it covers everything. It covers the mattress, the attic, the insulation, the couch, the ceiling tiles, everything. So
any idea? I mean, it's like, any kind of I don't know if it's 500, 5,000 or 50,000. I mean, is there any kind of a ballpark or rule of thumb or just idea?
For an insurance claim, our average pricing on that for like a 2,000 square foot home is going to run about $7,000.
There you go. There it gives us a little feeling for it. One of the guys just jumped here. Robert mentioned a company called Nuclear, and do you know Nuclear by chance? Does that ring a bell? And I did a quick search for them too. They do a lot of filters and canisters and things like that. It's a different technology, but you're right. Trying to clean something up, and they do it for water, and they do some other stuff that's actually involved in nuclear technology. But it's canisters and filters and special things like this. And your machines aren't filtering the air. They're actually putting something out there that destroys the odor molecules.
Right.
So solving this problem on a molecular level. And that's the cool thing. That's what really gets me excited. I heard a story once about there was a house, or the house got burned, and you could walk in, you could see all the burn. It smelled like smoke. It was terrible. And they just left it the way it was. The smoke was gone. It wasn't smoking any longer, but it smelled bad. And Todd told me this story, I believe, and that the next day the guy walked into the building and it still looked like it was burned, but there was no smell. It was like
Right.
cognitive dissonance. Have you,
Right.
do you get stories like that?
Well, I can just tell you that the soot and ash won't have any smell. So if the house has a lot of soot and ash, or let's just say it has black on the wall, we're going to get the odor molecule out of that. We're going to destroy it. So the soot and ash will physically be there, but it won't have any odor to it. A black, like a wall that is black from the smoke, that just needs to be repainted after us. It doesn't have to be, nothing technical, because the odor molecule has been eliminated, and it is very quick, 12 to 24 hours.
It is amazing. And let's see, Robert says, I still need to reach out and connect with someone who makes the type of decision needed at the former insurer so I can move forward. Okay, there you go. Robert, at the end, I want you to take a note here of Dawn's information. You can email her or telephone her, and she'll help you figure out what to do. But you're right. That's part of the fun of this whole thing is understanding this. If you can invent something that destroys bad attitude, that'd be good too. Yeah. Well, they're probably working on it, because I know these people and they're pretty good. That would be a good thing too, for sure. Yep. Thing. That's the word. I can go on and on. This is so cool. And if you are watching this right now, and you're thinking, really, it's like, imagine you walk into a room and it looks like it's been burned out, but you can't smell anything. That's how good it is. And they guarantee it. And they do an analysis at the beginning, and it's like, sounds like I'm a salesman for it, but this is what got me excited. You do an analysis at the beginning before you take on the job, don't you?
Oh, 100%. The nice thing about BioSweep is that we are the best consultant you can ever have for odor. Nobody's ever really had that. Yes, we will not take the job. I mean, we'll be the first ones to tell you that we don't want to do it, or we're going to do it, but this could happen. I mean, we are consultants. We'll definitely walk away from a job if we think that the conventional process is better. It makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
and the conventional processes are tear it down and build a new one.
yeah. So, yeah. And so we kind of get into the idea, people try to reuse a lot of stuff nowadays. They try to keep things from going to the dump and being destroyed. And so we basically do that too, in a way, because none of this stuff in this house has to be thrown out.
It's okay now. It doesn't smell like smoke.
Yeah. Get to
I
keep
mean,
it.
just imagine that.
You can put it in the wash if you want, but yeah. So.
Well, enthusiasm, when it's abundant, people get curious. You bet. So here we go. I'm going to just put this right here because someone's going to want to talk to you. And this is on our website. So I'm not giving up anything that's not out there on the internet. Dawn is very available in terms of talking to people, being there to help. It's why she's here on the show today, because she has that beautiful and wonderful combination of helpfulness, technical know-how. You've heard it said, substance plus style equals success. And that's what Dawn Marmaduke brings to the table. And I hope as you're looking at this and your whatever business you're in, she's certainly someone that you can emulate, and she'll be your friend. She's on LinkedIn, Facebook. The LinkedIn, she's very active there, and she's the kind of person that will help everybody. So we're of the same belief, aren't we?
Yeah. And I have a great operations team behind me and lots of great people. And so believe me, just one person here that's excited to help people, but a lot of great people behind me, including Jay. So just.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be your friend and a friend of the company. With that in mind, is there anything that you wanted to be sure? And by the way, you now are like the third person in a year and a half that got me to go more than 30 minutes. It just got too interesting. I can't turn it off when it's so good.
Yeah,
Um,
it's cool.
what have you got? Do you, oh, hold on. I got some comments. Don't want to miss anything. Here we go. Let's see. Lana says odors can occur over the years that the owners are not aware of too. This would be good to have a fresh start in a house.
Yes, yeah.
Man, it would. And so when you've got people all over the country, the United States and Canada are blanketed, and then also some foreign countries, right?
Right. The
Yep.
UK, Australia. But definitely we are local. If you buy a franchise, then you would definitely go to your local property managers or to realtors, and for that new home smell, perhaps. You
Mhm.
know, yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to tell everyone, or just a
No,
message
just
that you would like to convey that we might have missed? Anything you want to talk about?
no, I'm have an awesome weekend, and just really appreciate everybody's time today. And I love the questions, and I'll be back listening to your show.
Oh,
So,
thank you. And if you'll go back into the green room, I'll meet you back there after the show. And don't eat all the fruit because I'm hungry.
okay, thank you, everybody.
See you
Appreciate
in a
it.
little bit.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
bye.
And everyone, I want to thank you. I'm Jay Skinner. This is the Buyers and Sellers Show, and what a fantastic group, people from all over the world here to hear Dawn Marmaduke. I know you loved her, and I'm so happy that she took time out to spend with us. So we'll be back next Friday at 10:35 a.m. I always start a little bit early, but please remember the THEJAY Skinner.com. That's my website. You can click on the tabs to find all the shows. You can see more about what I do. But what I want you to remember is the next time you walk in somewhere, you spot something where it smells and you want that odor out, I want you to go to BIOSWEEP.com or call Dawn and see if they can help, which most of the time they can in a way like you've never experienced it. Have a great day. See you next week. We'll roll out the barrel. Now's the time to roll the barrel. Everybody get out there and roll those barrels. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Thanks.